Hello guys, welcome to this video. In today's video, we're going to answer one of the biggest questions that every student has. That is, how long it takes to learn Spanish as a second language. It can be 6 months, 3 months, 1 year, more than a year, or maybe never. After helping a lot of students from all over the world trying to learn Spanish as a second language, I have an answer for you. For the most of the people, it took 8 months to 1 year. But of course, there's another people that they learn faster and other people that they learn a little bit more slow. But doesn't mean that they never learn the language. Yes, they learn, but just sometimes they need a little bit more time. And in this video, we're going to break down what makes some people learn faster, what other people makes learn slowly, and other ones learn like the average. So the first thing that we need to talk about is the personal motivation. This is super important because I met a lot of students or a lot of people that they want to learn the language just because they watch a movie. They watch Narcos, for example, so then they want to speak Spanish. After to start the class, they say, it's not that important to learn the language because they never use in real life. They don't have no specific reason on why they want to learn Spanish, like traveling for work or because they want to have a partner from other part of the world. The second one, it's how much time do you spend learning the language? There's a lot of people, especially when the people learn online, they never set a specific time on their calendar to learn the language. So without consistency, it's very hard to get the language and to remember the language in the long term. Maybe you can learn now, but after a week, if you don't practice, you're going to forget a lot of information. So it's very important the amount of time that you spend learning and practicing the language. The next one is exposure to the language. How often do you listen Spanish? How often do you listen podcasts in Spanish? How often do you watch videos in Spanish? This is very important. That's why the immersion programs works very well because there is Spanish everywhere. Spanish at the homestay, Spanish on the street, Spanish with the lessons, Spanish everywhere. So that makes people learn very fast. And I made a specific video talking about just an immersion program on how you should learn, how you take an advantage if you want to travel specifically to learn Spanish. And I'm going to put it in somewhere, maybe right here actually. So you can check that video later. The next one is the resources that you have. One of the greatest things that I really love about teaching Spanish is showing this map to my students. If you are in Berlin, for example, and you want to go to Madrid, how you do that? You need a map, right? You need to go which cities you should visit or what's the path you need to take to go to Madrid. So it's exactly the same with Spanish. A lot of students that they try to learn by their own, for them it's very hard to know what is their level, what they need to learn, but the most important thing, what they need to learn after that, because this will help them a lot to understand and to do summaries and to do practice and to improve in their learning because they know all the topics that they should learn about Spanish language. Let's talk about these other factors can determine how fast or how slow you can learn Spanish language. The first one is how hard do you think that is learning a language? This is very important because when the students come and say, oh, learning Spanish is a very tough language, for sure, you say to your mind that it's tough, so it will be a little bit complicated. But if you open and you say, no, I can manage that, for sure, I guarantee you that you can manage better how to learn Spanish. Doesn't matter how hard or how easy, it's the topic that you need to learn, depends on your level. Another important thing is the available resources, because this is very important from where you get all the information that you're going to do. Honestly, there's a lot of information on the internet, and sometimes it's a little bit difficult because when some students come to me or come to the school, they say, I have this information from I don't know which website, and sometimes the information is just translated from other languages to Spanish, and for that it's very difficult because it's not just to learn. You need to eliminate the information that you have in your mind and then to restart to learn. The other factor is how many languages do you speak? Because if you speak more than 2 languages, and especially if you learn languages, German or French, for example, of course, it helps you a lot to learn another language, but also if you speak French as the first language, it will help you a lot. If it helps you a lot because it's quite similar, the same with Italian or the same with Portuguese. And now let's answer the question specifically for you. How long it takes for you as a person to learn Spanish as a second language? For that, I want to show you something important to answer this question specifically for you. Like I said, let's figure out how long it might take you to learn Spanish using this table. It's easy, just follow these steps. So how we use this table? Look at the factors. Each factor, like motivation, exposure, or time invested, influences how quickly you can learn Spanish. Then score yourself. For each factor, give yourself a score based on your situation. For example, motivation. Are you super excited to learn? Give yourself 9 or 10. Exposure. Do you hear or speak Spanish often? That's another high score. Time invested. How many hours do you dedicate weekly? More time equals a higher score. The next one is add up your points. Once you've scored all 10 factors, sum them up. Then check your total score. Use the chart at the bottom to see an estimate of how long it might take you. 7 to 82 points, you could learn in about 6 months with intensive practice. 50 to 79 points, it might take 6 months to a year with a regular effort. 30 to 49 points, you're looking at 1 to 2 years of consistent study. Below 30 points, it may take over 2 years. But don't worry, progress depends on commitment. So now it's your turn to work on this table. And then I would love to know what's the result in your specific case. Please, if you finish that, put it in the comments of this video. I would love to know about yourself. So thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you find this very useful, and I hope you answered your question on how long it takes to learn Spanish as a second language. If you have any question, please feel free to send me a message or put a comment below on the comment box of this video. And if you want to learn Spanish and you want to have more of this content for free, in the description of this video, I will give you the link to subscribe to my newsletter. I send you a lot of information on how to learn, improve, and practice your Spanish every Tuesday morning. So again, thanks so much for watching this video. I'm so happy to have you here, and see you in the next one.